Good morning, dear children, and welcome again with Enhancement in Food Production, the easiest topic which we have been tackling for so many days because it's a big, huge one. And till yesterday or to the last lecture, I can say we have seen fishery, we have seen apiculture, we have seen sericulture, lag culture. Okay, now after that, we are beginning with a very important part, and that is microbes in human welfare. I want you to open your textbooks, refer your textbooks, because that is the only thing which is used by the paper setter at the time of preparing your papers in the board. Okay. Microbes in human welfare. Biotechnology is the application of scientific and engineering principles for the processing of material from biological agents to provide goods and services to human or for human welfare. There are a variety of microorganisms like algae, fungi, bacteria, viruses, protozoans, nematodes, etc. And their products that exhibit beneficial activities which are used for welfare of human in regard to food, health, industry, agriculture, medicine, biocontrol, etc. These organisms are used variously in food and feed technology, industry, waste utilization, energy, etc. Now, what are they saying? Microbes in human welfare. Heading काय आहे? Microbes. ज्या गोष्टी सूक्ष्म जीवांचा मनुष्याच्या आयुष्यामध्ये होणारा उपयोग याविषयी याच्यामध्ये आहे. बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी म्हटल्यावर तुम्हाला आठवतं की नाही मला माहिती नाही, किंवा मी तुम्हाला सांगितलंय अजून आपला बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी हा टॉपिक राहिलेला आहे. पण लहानपणापासून तुम्ही बघितलं असेल की आई विरजण लावती घरी, किंवा इडली तयार करण्यासाठी पीठ जे ठेवलं जातं उडदाचं आणि तांदळाचं एकत्र करून ते रात्रभर ठेवलं जातं आणि ते फुगतं, फसफसतं. तुम्ही बघितले असतील या प्रोसेस. या सगळ्या प्रोसेस एक प्रकारे बायोटेक्नॉलॉजीच आहे. दिस इज नथिंग बट बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी. व्हेन यू मेक कर्ड एट होम, you just heat the milk a bit little. When it becomes a little warmer, means it cools down a little, then you add a spoon of curd, विरजण ज्याला म्हणतो आपण मराठीमध्ये. We add that and keep it aside, and after 8 to 10 hours we get to see beautiful curd formed at home. This is nothing but the process of biotechnology. But how is it biotechnology? How can we call it as biotechnology? The thing is, there are microorganisms in it. Because milk has lactic acid in it, there are some microorganisms, some bacteria, which are used to break down this lactic acid into ferment them down and form the curd. Okay, so let's see what it is. What did we read? Biotechnology is the application of scientific and engineering principles for the processing of material by biological agents to provide good and service to humans or for human welfare. It is a kind of service which is provided for human welfare. Okay. There are variety of microorganisms like algae, SCP, single cell protein एक उदाहरण आहे त्याचं. Fungi, bacteria, viruses, protozoans, nematodes, and they are products that exhibit beneficial activities which are used for the welfare of human in regards to food health, industry, agriculture, medicine, biocontrol, etc. These organisms are used variously in food and feed technology, industry, waste utilization, energy, etc. So this is what it is. Microbes in food preparation. We will talk about this. The development of biotechnology occurred in two phases. How many phases? Two phases. Traditional and modern. Traditional, which was previous. Modern, which we are studying these days. Genetic engineering, micropropagation, tissue culture. This is all modern technology. Okay. The development of biotechnology occurred in two phases. Now, the traditional biotechnology is used on the fermentation principle by using fermenting bacteria. These were used in the preparation of variety of indigenous fermented food products. What are they saying? Traditional biotechnology is based on the fermentation principle. It is based on what? On the fermentation principle. Principle of fermentation. जसं मी तुम्हाला उदाहरण दिलं की चांगल्या दुधामध्ये थोडंसं विरजण टाकलं की मग ते फर्मेंट होतं आणि त्याचं दही तयार होतं. फर्मेंटेशन प्रोसेस आहे ही, फर्मेंटिंग प्रोसेस की ज्याच्यामध्ये बॅक्टेरिया सक्रिय होतात. These were used in the preparation of variety of indigenous fermented food products. डोसा, ढोकला and idli. घरी आपण हे सगळं बनवतो. We all know these products very well. The dosa, idli and dhokla are fermented products produced due to the activity of bacteria. They are fermented preparation of rice and black gram with airborne Lecunostoc and Streptococcus species of bacteria. CO2 produced during fermentation causes puffing up of the dough. काय सांगितलं त्यांनी? डोसा, इडली अँड ढोकला, दीज आर फर्मेंटेड प्रोडक्ट्स. आपल्याला ते एक रात्र ठेवावं लागतं, ते फर्मेंट होतं. कशाने फर्मेंट होतं? ड्यू टू एअरबॉर्न ल्युकोनॉस्टॉक. एअर मध्ये जे बॅक्टेरिया आहेत, आपण त्याच्यामध्ये बॅक्टेरिया सोडतो का आणून? नाही, इडली बनवायची, मग मला हा बॅक्टेरिया द्या, मी सोडते त्याच्यामध्ये. इज इट लाईक दॅट? नो. दीज आर एअरबॉर्न बॅक्टेरिया विच आर दे ल्युकोनॉस्टॉक अँड स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस. वी ऑल्सो नो वन थिंग अबाउट स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस causing a disease called Streptococcus pneumoniae. We have heard about it. मग तो कुठून येतो? एअरबॉर्न आहे, वॉटरबॉर्न आहे, तिथून. तसंच हे फर्मेंटेशन साठी, आय एम जस्ट लिंकिंग अप द नॉलेज. हे फर्मेंटेशन साठी दोन बॅक्टेरियाज आहेत, एक ल्युकोनॉस्टॉक आणि दुसरा स्ट्रेप्टोकोकस स्पीशीज ऑफ बॅक्टेरिया. CO2 produced during fermentation causes puffing up of the dough. Now microbes as the source of food. Some microbes or their fruiting bodies are directly used as a source of food as they are rich in vitamins and proteins. The term SCP, I told you, single cell protein, denotes dead and dried cells of microbes like bacteria, algae, molds, and yeast. Some mushrooms and truffles are directly used as food. They belong to higher fungi. They produce large fleshy fruiting bodies which are edible. Fruit bodies are sugar-free, fat-free, but rich in proteins, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. The food in the fruiting body is low calorie. Microbes in as a source of food. मग मायक्रोब्सच्या काही फ्रुटिंग बॉडीज वापरल्या जातात किंवा मायक्रोब इट सेल्फ इज यूज. सप्लिमेंटरी प्रोटीन जे आपण घेतो बॉडी बनवण्यासाठी किंवा काही ठिकाणी डायटिशियन सुद्धा ते आपल्याला सांगतात की यू ईट दिस, यू विल गेट द अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोटीन बट इन दिस अमाउंट अँड ऑन लिव्ह ऑन दिस ओनली टू रिड्यूस युअर वेट. सम थिंग्स हॅपन लाईक दिस. किंवा काही लोक बॉडी बनवण्यासाठी सप्लिमेंटरी प्रोटीन घेतात आणि ते जास्त प्रमाणात घेतलं जातं. व्हॉट इज दिस सप्लिमेंटरी प्रोटीन? इट इज नथिंग बट द प्रोटीन or the vitamins or the important carbohydrates which are required by our body. कार्बोहायड्रेट्स आपल्याला डाळींपासून मिळतात, पण जे प्रोटीन्स आहेत काही की नॉनव्हेज आपण खात नाही. प्रोटीनची गरज आहे कशासाठी? बॉडी बनवायला, पण मी नॉनव्हेज खात नाही. मग हे सप्लिमेंटरी प्रोटीन घेतलं जातं. मग सप्लिमेंटरी प्रोटीन कुठून येतं? काही अल्गीज मधून येतं, काही फंजाय मधून येतं. आणि हे लो कॅलरी असल्यामुळं याचा उपयोग होतो वजन वाढवण्यासाठी पण आणि कमी करण्यासाठी पण. ओके. डेअरी प्रोडक्ट्स. लॅक्टिक ऍसिड बॅक्टेरिया LAB like lactobacillus are added to milk. It ferments lactose sugar of milk into lactic acid. Lactic acid causes coagulation and partial digestion of milk protein casein. Milk is changed into curd, yogurt, and cheese. The starter or inoculum used in preparation of milk products actually contains millions of lactic acid bacteria. LAB, lactic acid bacteria, lactobacillus, हा बॅक्टेरिया आहे जो दुधाला फाडून त्याचं दही तयार करतो. आपण म्हणतो ना विरजण टाकतो आणि मग दूध फाटल्यासारखं होतं, त्याच्यापासून दही तयार होतं. So this is the process. Now curd. Indian curd is prepared by inoculating milk with Lactobacillus acidophilus. It also checks growth of disease causing microbes. Yogurt. Yogurt is produced by curdling milk with the help of Streptococcus haemophilus and Lactobacillus bulgaricus. Now these names are important. परत एकदा सांगते, या चॅप्टरचं वैशिष्ट्य आहे की ह्याच्यावर प्रश्न विचारताना सायंटिफिक नेम वर जास्त भर टाकलेला आहे. ब्रीड कोणत्या आहेत, कशाच्या आहेत, कोणते मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आहे हे विचारलं जातं. त्यामुळे हे नावं अंडर एस्टिमेट करू नका. डोंट अंडर एस्टिमेट देम. They are important for you. Write it somewhere 10 times so that you can get it fit in your brain. Okay. Buttermilk म्हणजे ताक. The acidulated liquid left after churning of butter from curd is called buttermilk. Cheese. The milk is coagulated with lactic acid bacteria and the curd formed is filtered to separate. The solid mass is then ripened with growth of mold that develops flavor in it. Different varieties of cheese are known by their characteristic texture, flavor, and taste, which are developed by different specific microbes. The Roquefort and Camembert cheese are ripened by blue-green molds, Penicillium roqueforti and Penicillium camemberti, respectively. The large holes in Swiss cheese are developed due to the production of large amount of CO2 by bacterium known as Propionibacterium shermani. So these are the cheese which are generally seen in foreign countries, especially the European countries. France, Switzerland, these are the places where they make a lot of cheese, production of cheese. Denmark is one of them. So these are the varieties which we get to see. आपल्या खाण्यामध्ये चीज फक्त जेव्हा आपण पिझ्झा बर्गर खातो तेव्हा चीज येतं. हे व्हरायटी ऑफ चीज आहेत ना, हे ते लोक आवडीने खातात. Very heavy to eat. Role of microbes in industrial production. During fermentation, variety of products like alcoholic beverages, organic acids, vitamins, growth hormones, enzymes, antibiotics, etc. are produced. Production on an industrial scale requires growing microbes in very large vessels called fermenters. मोठमोठे fermenters असतात कॅन सारखे, म्हणजे टिनचे असतात ते लांबलचक, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये हे fermentation process होत असते. The main function of fermenter is to provide a controlled environment for the growth of organism or a defined mixture of microorganism to obtain the desired product. Fermenterचं काम काय? To provide a proper temperature condition for the microorganisms to grow and help in the process of fermentation. Production of alcoholic beverage. Beverage is a liquid used or prepared for drinking. Example, tea, coffee, beer, wine, which acts as a stimulant. Alcoholic beverages are the products of alcoholic fermentation of specific substance. Use of microbes in malting alcoholic beverage is known since Vedic period, that is 5000 to 7000 BC, before Christ. Microbes, especially yeast, have been used from time immemorial for the production of beverages like wine, beer, whiskey, brandy, or rum. For this purpose, the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae variety ellipsoids, commonly called brewer's yeast, is used for fermenting malted cereals and fruit juice to produce ethanol. A specific variety of microbes is used. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is one variety, and the other variety, that is genus is the same, species is different. Ellipsoids. Ellipsoids is one more variety. Okay. Among the beverages, wine and beer are produced without distillation, whereas whiskey, brandy, and rum are distilled beverages. Tubular tor ferment is used for large-scale production of alcohols. Several traditional drinks and food are also made through fermentation by yeast. Today, a traditional drink of the coastal region in South India is made by fermenting the sugar sap extracted from the palm tree and coconut palm. The famous wine of Goa, traditionally known as Feni, is made by fermenting fleshy pedicels of cashew fruits. So we use fruits to ferment them, but only not the fruits. The microbes of the variety Saccharomyces is used for formation of beer and to ferment them. Okay. In your textbook, figure 11.10, हा डायग्राम पक्का करा. एखाद्या वेळेस विचारलं तर हा आणि सुएज ट्रीटमेंटचा एक असा विचारला जाऊ शकतो. आय होप यू अंडरस्टूड व्हॉट इज इट. आता याच्यामध्ये एक गोष्ट तुम्हाला लक्षात आली नसेल की सम आर डिस्टिल्ड बेवरेजेस while some are without distillation. What is distillation? Distillation म्हणजे काय? वाफ तयार केली जाते आणि मग एक एक थेंब जो तयार होऊन बाहेर पडतो. डिस्टिल प्लांट, डिस्टिल वॉटर, पाणी घेतो, ते उकळवतो, त्याची वाफ तयार होते, त्या वाफेचे जे थेंब तयार होतात that is very pure distilled water which we use in the lab while working, when we want water which is not affected by anything. When we make whiskey or we make rum or we make brandy, that time this distilled plant is used. While in the case of beer and wine, it is direct fermented and the extract is taken directly. Got it? Okay. Production of organic acids. Microbes are also used for commercial and industrial production of certain organic acids. These compounds can be produced directly from glucose, that is gluconic acid, or formed as end products from pyruvate or ethanol. Organic acids, microbes. Citric acid, Aspergillus niger. Gluconic acid, Aspergillus niger. Fumaric acid, Rhizopus arises. Acetic acid, that is vinegar, Azotobacter acetia. These are what? These are the names of the microbes which give you these acids. हे पाठ करा की कोणत्यापासून कोणता ऍसिड. ॲझेटोबॅक्टर असेटी त्याच्यापासून ॲसिटिक ऍसिड विनेगर मध्ये असतं ते. फ्युमॅरिक ऍसिड साठी कोणता मायक्रोब आहे? रायझोपस अरायझस हा आहे. ग्लुकॉनिक ऍसिड साठी ऍस्परजिलस नायजर. सिट्रिक ऍसिड साठी ऍस्परजिलस नायजर. These are organic foods which are used for cooking. आता सिट्रिक ऍसिड ढोकळा बनवताना आम्ही टाकतो सिट्रिक ऍसिड, त्याचा वापर होतो. फ्युमॅरिक ऍसिड नाही वापरले. ऍसिटिक ऍसिड विनेगर आय जनरली कुक prawns or fish in it, so I know it gives a pungent taste, different taste like. The organic acids are further used variously. Example, citric acid is used in confectionery, fumaric acid in resins and wetting agent, and gluconic acid in medicine for solubility of calcium. Production of vitamins. Vitamins are some organic nitrogenous compounds which are capable of performing many life-sustaining functions inside our body. These compounds cannot be synthesized by human except for vitamin D, and therefore they have to be supplied in small amount in the diet. Vitamins आपल्याला डाएट मधून मिळणं हे गरजेचं आहे स्मॉल अमाउंट मध्ये. आर ऑर्गॅनिक नायट्रोजिनियस कंपाऊंड्स विच आर केपेबल ऑफ परफॉर्मिंग मेनी लाईफ सस्टेनिंग फंक्शन्स. खूप गोष्टींसाठी हे आवश्यक आहे inside our body. Microbes are capable of synthesizing the vitamins and hence they can be successfully used for the commercial production of many of the vitamins. Example, thiamine, riboflavin, pyridoxine, folic acid. हे सगळे नावं आता तुम्ही ऐकले असतील. कोरोनाच्या काळामध्ये माणूस इतका सतर्क झाला की त्याला विटॅमिन, प्रोटीन, इम्युनिटी बूस्टर या सगळ्या गोष्टी चांगल्याच माहिती झाल्यात. ही इज सिम्पली रीडिंग, सो यू नो अबाउट ऑल दिस थिंग्स व्हेरी वेल. Vitamins are manufactured by fermentation using different microbial sources as mentioned below. Vitamin B2, Neurospora gossypi, Erythrothecium acibi. Vitamin B12, Pseudomonas denitrificans. Vitamin C, Aspergillus niger. Aspergillus niger, vitamin C म्हटल्यावर लिंब आहे त्याच्यापासून vitamin C मिळतो. आवळ्यापासून vitamin C मिळतं हे आपल्याला माहित आहे. Production of antibiotics. Antibiotics are also used or also prepared using microbes. Penicillium, हिंदुस्तान लिव्हर अँटीबायोटिक. हिंदुस्तान अँटीबायोटिक्स पुण्याच्या जवळची फेमस कंपनी होती. त्या काळी जगप्रसिद्ध अशी पेनिसिलियम तिथे तयार व्हायचं. भारतामध्ये तर नाव होतच पण परदेशामध्ये देखील त्याचं नाव होतं. पहिलं अँटीबायोटिक आपल्याला मिळालेलं. Antibiotics are probably the most important group of compounds synthesized by industrial microorganisms. Most antibiotics are secondary metabolites. They have therapeutic importance and are used in medical treatment. अँटीबायोटिक्सचा पार्ट मी फक्त वाचते. एक्सप्लेनेशन अँटीबायोटिक्सचा आणि एन्झाईम्सचं उद्या आपण शांततेत बघूया कारण त्याला थोडंसं एक्सप्लेन करणं गरजेचं आहे. मग मायक्रोब्सचा काय काय उपयोग होतो सुएज ट्रीटमेंटमध्ये, बायोगॅस प्रोडक्शनमध्ये ते बघूया आणि त्याच्यानंतर हर्बिसाइड्समध्ये, त्याच्यानंतर बायोफर्टिलायझर्स मध्ये, अँड देन वी एंड विथ द टॉपिक. सो दिस इज नॉट अ व्हेरी बिग इश्यू. खूप थोडका भाग आहे. वी विल जस्ट गो थ्रू इट क्विकली अँड देन फिनिश इट ऑफ. ओके. Most antibiotics are secondary metabolites. They have therapeutic importance and are used in medical treatment. त्यांचा उपयोग कशासाठी आहे? Medical treatment मध्ये. These are produced in small amount by certain microbes like bacteria, fungi and few algae, which inhibit growth of other microbial pathogens. Therefore, they are used in medicine. The antibiotics are antibacterial, antifungal, etc. Antibiotics have greatly improved our capacity to treat deadly diseases such as plague, whooping cough, diphtheria, leprosy, एक्सेट्रा. मला अभिमान आहे तुम्हाला एक गोष्ट सांगण्याचा की आपल्या नगर कॉलेजमध्ये बायोकेमिस्ट्री डिपार्टमेंट आहे की